that sheer fact that in this phrase, in order to start up, should I quit? I think I professionally cannot imagine any beginning which starts with the word quit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first episode of Untold Mantras. Today's guest, as you can see on my left or the right hand side, Harshavardhan Chauhaan is the Vice President Marketing and Omni Channel for Spencer's Retail and Nature's Basket. He is extremely respected in the retail fraternity and was listed amongst the 50 most influential retail, e-commerce, and Martech professionals in India by CMO Asia, Africa, GCC Retail Congress, and was featured as the Marketeer of the Year by Economic Times and India Retail Forum. Prior to this, he was looking at the digital transformation in retail as central head of marketing and digital transformation at DLF Shopping Malls, India's largest and biggest retail and destination marketplaces. Today's discussion is going to be quite interesting, especially if you are a working professional and intend to take smart decisions. Or if you're trying to become an entrepreneur, well, then this episode is definitely for you. Enjoy yourself. Harsh, welcome to Untold Mantras and thank you for accepting the invite to have an open discussion on do I quit and start up. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, Himanshu. I'm completely in admiration and utmost thankful to this great initiative you've taken, and I'm especially intrigued by you as a person and your professional journey, and really kind of you to put my professional journey in such kind words. I think for a moment it helped me look back of things that possibly I went through, but when I now sit with you on a very intriguing conversation today, I think I'm getting this feeling that kahani abhi shuru hui hai. There are miles to go before we finally put down our boots. But at every single moment like this with you today, Manshu, is truly a learning journey for me. So I pick up from every aspect of life. It's not just work or professional life which teaches me. I think every aspect of life possibly teaches me more than things I do at work. So happy and really, really excited to get on board with our conversation today.
Super, great. So Harsh, to start with the most basic and simple question, which resonates with the title, and the question is, should someone quit today and start up, especially in today's world?
You made me speechless, Himanshu. Trust me. Should I quit to start up is not $1 million question. Let me tell you, it's $1 billion question. I think every single beating heart on the face of earth who has ever thought to do something constructive out of their own life, who have ever thought to create something with their own efforts and endeavors, have always had this small dream in their heart and heart, is to build something on their own. Often in professional parlance, we call it startup. And this dilemma or professional dilemma, and trust me, it's equally a personal dilemma as it is a professional dilemma, because when it comes to life decisions, the way personal and professional life really intertwines, those kind of decisions not just impact your own life, but everybody around you, the immediate and the extended members of your family and friends and acquaintances. But when I hear this line, it creates a different sense of intrigue. And I think that it's a very concrete narrative that the society has put before us, saying that should you quit to start up? And then I'm thinking like a child for a moment, saying that when was the last time I decided to not breathe because I wanted to run? In fact, the moment I decided to run in my life, my first realization was how best I can use my breath, how best I can use every aspect about my own personality, about everything that I've been gifted physically, just for that single endeavor to run, right? And maybe that narrative which comes across as a trade-off, right? That should you quit to start up, I think every single morning when you're getting up out of your bed, and it's a great thing that somebody gets to get up the next day. Life is so
True.
short; you really do
True.
not know how it turns out. And in all the meaning of the metaphor, not trying to exaggerate it,
Yeah.
that life is short. It's a cliche, I know, but it is short in every sense that you would deeply want to think. And the sheer fact that you're able to stand up the very next day is an excitement in itself, because the world opens of the world of possibility opens up in front of you, and you could do anything, you could create anything. So coming back, to me, this trade-off is primarily a trade-off which has been put from a very societal and ecosystem perspective. As an individual, I truly believe that, uh, let me not conclude, yeah,
Mm.
as yet, and we
Mm.
will get into the conversation. And,
Absolutely.
and in fact, let me tell you, I truly believe that there is no right or wrong.
True.
Uh, uh, आप जो भी शिद्दत से कर पाओ वही सही तरीका है. So
Absolutely.
great entrepreneurs have built great things while
Mm.
quitting successfully.
True.
But at the same time, there have been great entrepreneurs who chose to never quit in life. So
Absolutely.
I think that sheer fact that, in this phrase, in order to start up, should I quit? I think I professionally cannot imagine any beginning which starts with the word quit. Because when you want to begin, you don't quit and then begin. You just start up, right? So I think that's a certain philosophical aspect that I have, where again it's a realization when I look at my own personality, that as a person, and I get inspiration from a whole lot of people, as I said, in life, like my spouse, my mother, yeah. And when I look at them, there are five things they are every single day. They are homemakers, they are mothers, they are relationship managers in the family, because trust me, men are pretty bad at managing consistent relationships, right? We are like tube lights on and off, right? So either we are very active in relationships, very excited, and then
Oh,
there is a
ask
switch,
me.
and
Ask
we
me.
go back, and we come up after months and saying, "Hey, dude, how are you?" And,
True.
and and so the problem with men is the lack of consistency. And as
Mm.
far as long-term sustainable relationships is concerned, especially around family, you need a more sustainable, nurturing outlook. And that certainly is a rare quality amongst men. And hence, being a permanent relationship manager is what you see your spouse or mothers doing all the time. Then they've been great nurturing ecosystem around everybody in the family. Yeah, these are the people who would unconditionally tell you that no matter where and what situation you are in, you could always begin it afresh and give it another attempt, and you will win. I think when you see those people and those personalities doing so many roles, 5 6 roles every single day of their lives, and then you're thinking about yourself, do I really need to quit one thing to start another? Why can't everything happen at the same time? uh, as a professional, even as a person, I think I'm trying to not sound really uh, a person with a lot of greed in terms of aspirations.
Mm.
But if you look behind me or deep inside me, I think I've always been a very multifarious or multitasked person. In fact, the moment you keep me into one task, uh, my performance levels will go down, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's because I've realized about myself that startup, or especially the sheer task of creating something out of nothing, is nothing but a two-word phrase. Uh,
True.
you see multitudes of books around startups, right?
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
there've been essays written about it. What is a
True.
startup? There are commercial definitions about it. I'll give you a very beautiful live definition, yeah, which everybody would relate to. Startup is nothing but self-expression. The uniqueness that you put to a task, and no matter that task would have been done many times before. So from that aspect, I do not subscribe to the competitive advantage theory of Wharton, uh, saying that you need to do something which is always different. You never need to do something that is different. You only need to do something your own way. And hence the word self-expression comes out, because that shared piece of endeavor, when an individual puts his own self-expression into creating something, uh, most likely something very astounding, something very beautiful comes out. And hence, I'm now tempted to give another big quote for especially people who are thinking about startups, saying that, because a lot of times when as a startup or as an entrepreneur, you go to investors, you talk to friends, you take advice. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
And it's naive, as naive as that 12 midnight call to your friend saying that, ye chalega kya, right? And then you're giving that idea and you're saying ki, yes, I have been thinking about it, I have written longest pitch decks around it, but I'm still giving you the short call of that small confidence saying that ye chalega kya. But think about it. uh, Startup is basically, as I said, it's all about self-expression, right? And the moment you go to investors, the first question most people ask you is, what's the competitive advantage? How is it different? What is the new thing that you're doing that has not been done so far, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For a lot of people, one, it's a great demotivator. At the second time, it makes them push towards unnatural things of who they are not. Now, look at this particular aspect, and this has actually gone against the motive of self expression, because you are trying to be different, who you are not, and startup is all about your own self expression. So, the moment you start up thinking about your own startup in a competitive advantage and a differentiated value proposition way, you're becoming unnatural.
True.
And hence, this is the most wonderful quotes. And I think I don't know, I picked it from somewhere, or one day morning I got up and it was brimming into my head. And it's a beautiful line saying that, always remember that there is space in the world enough for one more person, for one more idea, for one more business, for one more startup. No matter, it may be a business which is adjacent, no matter it's a business that you have a lot of examples and replicas around, but there's always space for one more. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a very deep conviction when you start realizing in the power of that phrase, saying that, you know what, I just need to become that one, because there is always space for one more.
So true. So true.
And the second thing that I've learned is this big word called unreasonable. I always heard it, yeah. But when I really heard it, right? It happens to us a lot of times. You've been hearing a word a lot of times. But when I really looked through that word in a different perspective, it meant something without reason. Unreasonable is beyond reason, right? A lot of people, when you think about starting up, they tell you that you're being unreasonable. Aren't you in a great job? Aren't you in a great comfort zone? Aren't you in a very sustainable trajectory in your own life? Why would you want to do a thing which is unreasonable without reason? Uh, and I'll tell you, and this is what I've learned. And my life, trust me, is not a bag of phrases which I would have picked up from books, but these are phrases which I would have literally written down inside somewhere in my own personality. And and I've realized over a period of time that yes, they do reflect a lot, and hence they've become so close to my heart. Is uh, you have to become unreasonable to be able to create something that is really worthy of your own self-expression. Now it's connecting the previous concept, because you know what, in this world, think about it, only unreasonable people get there. When you lift up your eyebrows and see up, right? and you see a lot of unreasonable people there. Because why? Because in the end, the world accommodates and ends up accommodating the unreasonable people.
True.
So yes, you could be unreasonable. You could be unreasonable with your own self in terms of a lot of things that you would want to do, uh, multiple things that you would want to uh, juggle at the same time, right? Maybe a job and a startup idea, which you are, people call it moonlighting, yeah, or yeah, whatever, freelancing or yeah, different terminologies there. But to me, it's about a dream which never ends.
True.
Like it Himanshu, if I tell you very frankly, it happens to me. Uh, I There are days for I get up repeatedly in the morning and I can't get this thought out about that single thing. And these are multifarious things, right? Just to give you an example so that we understand the context, it could be as bizarre as recording a song in a studio professionally. Yeah, knowing well that I am the worst sounding uh, let me not say human being, but yeah, amongst men, I would be even there. I would be in the lower ranks, right?
Mm. Mm.
So I'm those kind of men जिनका सुर कभी नहीं लगता. So yeah, but then I realized that my own self-expression, if I want to create something that creative like song, is a different genre which captures my uniqueness, right? Maybe close to a rap, maybe close to a hip hop, and I would do that, and I would take it to the extent that I would hire a studio professionally and record 5 songs. Very
Mm.
unlikely of me. And I'm the same person who would say that, you know what, I'm not being challenged enough and I'm not learning. I need to be at a place where I get truly intimidated. Yeah, you get that feeling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
A
me to
lot.
a place where everybody is super intelligent than me. Yeah, super smart. Yeah. Please give me that feeling for God's sake that I don't know nothing. Yeah. Because you kind of bored of yourself talking a lot for all these months and years and say that now either the life is ending tomorrow, yeah,
Mm. Mm.
because the learning can't end, right? The sheer fact that you've realized that you've not been significantly learning for some time means there's something seriously wrong, right? I get a very scary feeling, and I want to push myself and put amongst people. So there is this situation or this incident I'm coming to. So there's this very prestigious club globally called Reforge. They call it where top tech meets scale. Top
Okay.
of technology and consumer technology talent comes there. Uh, the, the the lead guys, the leaders of Google's, Slack, HubSpots, Ubers of the world, they come there, and
Yeah.
they think in a different fashion, right? So I said, great, this is the place I want to be in. So how do
Mm.
I do it? They said, apply for it. I applied for it. They said, nothing doing, you rejected. Flat on. They didn't even
Okay.
take hours. It was the fastest revert I've ever got on mail. Like a revert in 5 hours straight. I said that was pretty prompt, right? I don't know how I feel. Should I be excited that I got a revert in 5 hours, or
Mm.
should I be really feeling bad that you know what, I got rejected? And then
Yeah.
I said that no harm in insisting. So I said that, you know what, did you focus enough well on my experience? Maybe I've done these 4 things. Let me articulate it. You may want
Mm.
to reconsider. And they were kind enough. This time they took 3 days, and they said, yeah, we did consider. And after reconsideration, and thanks for giving additional insights and information about your body of work, it
Mm.
remains rejected.
Wow.
And I am delighted again by the fact that I at least had the chance, or they were kind enough to reconsider me, because a lot of people don't reconsider you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, a doubly bad feeling of a double reject. It took me another 3 more attempts. And
Mm.
the fifth attempt mail said that, okay, in the light of the last information and the conversation and the information you shared, you are in.
Oh.
Now, so what I'm coming to is, and let me now put up another concept. A lot of people tell that you've heard about people that how do you make decisions in your life, right?
Mm. Mm.
Some people tell you the cliche that I make decisions from my heart, I make decisions from my mind. Yeah. I will come up with the mind and heart theory. but I'll give it right now. For these two gentlemen, mind and heart, what every man needs to do or woman needs to do is to just send a request letter to both these gentlemen
Mm.
and tell them just one line. You know what? You guys will be much better off if you work together.
Uh, right.
It's a great feeling. I
Yeah.
felt that magic when my mind and heart, for a change, wanted to work together. Because look at them, they are like the chip on the shoulders, heavy ego men, right? Very, very stubborn. Both of them are very stubborn. They want to go in their own ways. And
Yeah.
if you could ever request them and make them realize that they are best if they work together, everything will get amazingly sorted for both of them only if they work together. It's like getting two co-founders in a startup to work together who never think alike. But the bigger realization is that diversity of people, when it comes with synergy, it creates magic again. Again, a great
So,
startup.
Harsh, can you elaborate on this? When was it when both those things, both those gentlemen aligned together, and what was the result?